So when you hear boy moms say bullshit like, I didn't raise my son like that, you know that that means that they didn't tell their son not to do it either. Boy moms do not raise their sons on how to treat daughters. And you see in this video, to me, this is a tragic video. She's walking home. She has her book bag on. She's minding her business and she's attacked by this boy. Not only is she attacked by this boy, other people are watching her be attacked and no one is intervening to save her. So when I say to women, it is very important, if you do have a daughter, to teach your daughter self-defense, to teach your daughter how to fight, because most likely if she is in a public school and an intersex school, her first bully will most likely be a boy. And what we've trained girls to believe is, well, you know, if he punches you in the head, that means that he has a crush on you. And this was the narrative from yesterday. I'm not really sure about how it is today, but I remember when I was growing up, the labeling that they gave for us to kind of deal with bullies who were boys was, well, he's only bullying you because he likes you. He's only bullying you because he has a crush on you. And that sets women up to tolerate abuse. That sets girls up to tolerate abuse from the boy. Now, I always say this, teach your daughters how to defend themselves. And when they get old enough, you also teach them how to shoot. So just to kind of go on with this series of the dangers of the boy moms, and I think I posted this in the community section of the YouTube space, how boy moms are losing their shit over the one video that I did about their behavior. So when we hear them, they say things like, well, I didn't raise my son to be, yeah, but you didn't really tell your son not to do it either. We know you didn't go out and purposely tell your son not to rape and not to harm and not to unalive women, but you didn't tell him not to do it either. And that's just as bad as not telling them to do it at all. So when you hear the boy mom, that is always her defense. I didn't raise him like that. Yeah, but you didn't raise him at all. Right? That's the issue with the boy mom. They really don't raise their sons. They don't raise their sons. They don't monitor what their sons are digesting. And I said this in the community section. The recent studies said that boys as young as 7 years old are already watching violent porn. Where are their mothers? Nowhere to be found. Right? Where are their mothers? Nowhere. Nowhere on the planet to be found. So I went to Reddit, and this was the post by a woman who also got death threats from angry boy moms because she kind of verbalized all of the shit that I said. That boy moms, a lot of you are fucking weird. Y'all are really weird when it comes to you having sons. I don't know if the tide is changing. I don't know if the tide is different now because more women are talking about how gross the boy mom is and how a lot of the times we have to raise, society has to finish raising your son because you didn't give a shit to do so. You just banked on the fact that you had a boy. This is patriarchy. And this is why you ride on that horse, right? You ride on that horse because you're saying, oh, well, my son will be okay. This is patriarchy. He's going to be all right. I don't really have to do much. Meanwhile, the same mother with daughters, the daughter is, when it comes to chores, when it comes to hygiene, when it comes to performing in society, the daughter is an A1 general, right? She can keep her room clean. She can keep her ass clean. She's not in society knocking people out for no reason. But meanwhile, her son is a terror. And while her son is a terror, and while her son is a terror, the daughter is the one that she chastises the most. Right? I was lucky enough to grow up in a household with, mostly women. I did have a stepbrother, but my stepbrother was, my mother wasn't having it. You know what I mean? And I think that has to do with the fact because she just saw male behavior from when she was young as well. So when women are subjected to male behavior, they flex different around the boy. They kind of know the boy from Jump Street and they know how to keep their daughters safe from the boy. And, even with the porn thing, violent porn is being watched by these 7-year-old boys. And this is why these 7-year-old boys are treating these girls like this. They're being violent. They're being abusive. They're participating in rape culture because they don't think that there's anything wrong with it. And why would they think that there's anything wrong with it? Their mother is not telling them. Their mother is not monitoring them. Their fathers are obviously not there. So this is the issue. So the post reads, self-declared boy moms are weird. And this was written by, this is in the popular opinion on Reddit space. And it says that every boy mom I see online thinks it's a personality trait to raise a son. Most of them are emotionally enmeshed with their sons. They don't treat their daughters the same way. This may be unpopular here, but I said this in a Facebook group and received multiple death threats from angry boy moms. They're always angry. And I don't know why they're angry. You have a son, be satisfied. But a lot of the times they bank on these sons and their sons turn out to be trash. In the community space, I posted the story of the boy who received a heart transplant. And if you read the story about him, he was one of the first recipients of this heart transplant, and it was successful. Like it went good. His body didn't reject it. He was able to leave the hospital. He was able to, just thrive from getting this thousands upon thousands of dollar operation. He got a second shot at life. What does he do after he gets a second shot at life? He participates in gang activity, gets into an altercation with the police, and now he's dead. Right? So you can't really talk to boy moms because they don't want to hear it. So the comment section in response to this woman posting this in Reddit says, I preferred life 30 seconds ago when I hadn't heard this. That was one person. Another person wrote, so weird. Every boy mom self-declared I've seen on TikTok is literally draping herself over her son and joking about how she doesn't want him to get a girlfriend. Emotional incest vibes. Another person wrote, there's a reason why incest clips are among the most viewed according to Pornhub. Jimmy Kimmel's jokes about Lauren Boebert doing mom porn landed especially well with me, giving her resemblance to a certain star who's done a lot of incest clips. And you do see that. You do see, I guess, stepmom and stepson porn genre on Pornhub. You do see that, and I guess that's what they're talking about. And another person wrote, yeah, we're 4 brothers, and after my parents divorced, she went full boy mom mode. Though the term didn't exist in French, she literally seems jealous of our girlfriends and even treats them like inferior females that should bow down to her authority over us. I love my mom, but she's the reason so many fights between me and my now ex. Yeah, and we said this about boy moms before. They are emotionally invested in their sons' personal sexual lives. I have no idea why. That's just what we're reading here from all of these comments. Another person wrote, if you're under 18, yes, your mom is an issue. Assuming you are over 18, your mother isn't the reason you fought with your ex about your overbearing mother. You are the reason, since you didn't set boundaries about your overbearing mother. And I also said that before in another video. The thing with boy moms is that they make lukewarm sons. They don't make sons who are, stand-up men. They make bitch men. So when you are a boy mom and you coddle the shit out of your son, he essentially turns into a bitch. And you can tell that he's a bitch because he can't hold down a relationship. He can't hold down a job. He can't hold down any of the things that people are supposed to hold down to be successful in life. So you believe that coddling your son is good for them, when in actuality, it does them a great disservice. And this is why I believe that so many women are catapulted in success. And the reason why they are is because they're so brutally treated as girls with their mothers. They're so chastised. They're so downtrodden upon. They're so heavily leaned on when it comes to just their upbringing. Girls get pressure from the moment that they're born until they leave the household. Boys, not so really. It's kind of like, well, I'm going to kind of ride this out. My son is cool. I'm cool. Meanwhile, girls are pressured to perform. Boys aren't. I think a lot of boy moms look at their sons and they kind of shrug and they say, well, he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. And that's just what it is. But for their daughters, they pressure them to be great. Another person wrote, OMG, I've been seeing those videos on Instagram and all the comments are other moms saying so true. Poor kid is going to grow up with problems. Another person wrote, that's one that's like aggressively grabbing her son and making an ugly cry face when that "please don't be in love with someone else" song plays. It's so disgusting. Thank you for saying this. This is so cringy. I do believe that it's cringy as well. Another person wrote, I have too, but this person deleted their profile. I don't know why they deleted their profile, but they deleted it. And she wrote, I have 2 sons and a daughter. So as the mom of both, it's so weird to see the emotional incest going on, like really fucking creepy. I'm also going to say that maybe don't have the healthiest relationship. Maybe I guess the boy moms, don't have the healthiest relationship with their husbands. So their sons become sort of a surrogate husband. Maybe that's a stretch, I don't know, but women who have healthy relationships with their husbands don't obsess over their sons the way these boy moms do. That's a really good point. She also said, this is going to sound terrible, but there is a whole huge group of moms who truly don't want daughters because they want to be, the queen of their castle, aka they would actually get jealous of their daughters. It's sick. So I think the whole boy mom thing comes from being relieved they didn't have daughters. It's really creepy shit. That's really interesting because I also say, I think living with men is also a problem. When you have a daughter, it's very dangerous to live with a man. But when you have a son, it's also dangerous because if the man is not being a man in the household, like she said, being emotionally available, being there, being consistent, that mom will turn all of that energy to her poor son who doesn't really know what to do with it. So they build this incestuous relationship because she's not getting her needs met by the man who she has living under her roof. And you see that a lot. And it's really sad because these women will brag all day about having sons and their sons can't wait to be, rid of them. And there was also a post on Twitter and this woman, of course, men always say, well, you better have children or you're going to be, by yourself and alone. But you can have children and still be alone. If you're in New York City, every nursing home in New York City is filled to the brim with parents. A lot of parents, and a lot of parents had children. I know of one in the Bronx, and this woman had 6. She had 6 sons and they all moved to different states. And I get it. Everyone says that. People don't stay in New York long. It's very expensive. A lot of New Yorkers move down south. It's cheaper. They go to Georgia. It's much cheaper there. So I get it. But, this woman sacrificed her life to have all of these boys. And I'm sure when she was younger, they were the crown of her eye. And what did they do? They left her in a nursing home, right? So you can't rely on people just being there because they're sons. A lot of sons don't really give a shit. They don't give a shit about their kids. They don't really give a shit about their parents. They only kind of give a shit about themselves. It's usually the daughters who comes back and takes care of the parents and the mom and the family. Boys do not. But let me know what you think. I'm going to finish this series today. I've been having too much fun with the group, and that's why I haven't been on YouTube. I think we've been on my website and we talk all night. We have now the movie nights have moved from Saturday to 3 times a week. So we just sit and chill on YouTube or chill on the illegal movie link and we just watch movies and talk shit. And because the website is growing, I haven't been on YouTube, which is fine. I mean, I'm having fun, but I still have to finish the content because I like doing it, right? But let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the Boy Mom series. I'm still gonna get more hate mail. I don't really give a shit because who gives a shit? Boy moms, you can't even control your sons. You think you're gonna control me on YouTube? Like, be fucking for real. But let me know what you think. Yeah.